got a good group this year too. I had fun today because apparently did he start this shit already? Yep. Yeah. Hey everyone, and welcome to the 12th annual GardenStateHSWrestling.com All-Star Draft. Donald J. Brower, host of the two-time winning Brower Brawlers. And with me, I have some of the most esteemed reporters in the area to help pick their teams, and James Clark. We're going to be picking teams for the draft. It is going to be at Wayne Valley High School on May 10th, 3 p.m. start time. I am going to, as we walk to change here, I'm going to transition. Wow. Technical difficulties on a live stream. Who would have thought? So apparently when I walk with a computer and I mute my button with my hand and this light. There we go. Once again, we were doing this on the fly. Would have been a little earlier and had it all set, but I have a 7-week-old baby who decided to do a total blowout of her diaper all the way up to her chest. So an emergency bath and cleaning was needed. And I was not thrilled. So very fun. But we're going to be picking our teams. As we said, some basics for this year. It's going to be at Wayne Valley again. They did a great job last year. Everybody loved what we did. We're going to be doing it again. We're going to be picking it in order like fantasy baseball. We did a random draw. So for the boys, it's going to be James Clark, Nick, me, and Brad. And then for the girls, it's going to be me, Brad, Nick, and James. Correct? Is that what I told you guys before? Because I don't have the phone in front of me right now. But we're going to be picking the boys first. First one, before we get into that, I want to thank our sponsors. Apex Wrestling School, the Harrington Companies, Forum Coffee, Performance Trophies, and Champion Athletes for all their support they've done this year, as well as our individual sponsors. And a minor change. I know a lot of people, when I was talking about this earlier, the singlets, there will be no school logos on them. Apparently one annoying, angry, bitter AD kind of made a complaint, and I was basically given a strongly worded message that would not be the best for us or the athletes for next season. So I did not want to cause anything from an all-star match. So we are going to start. And we have a couple extra weights because now we've added Essex this year. We had way too much talent to pass up. So we are going to have a good amount of boys weights, and we're going to have a couple extra girls weights. Again, it's 2-on-1 format. They're guaranteed 2 matches. Whichever one of these esteemed people, which most likely will be me, wins, we get to pick what charity we are donating to. I am doing Susan B. Komen. James, who are you going to be providing for? I mean, we don't have to ask because you don't win, but who would you be donating to if you won?
I would say the Special Olympics.
Brad?
Well, without seeing a list of what my choices are, I would probably say something like Habitat for Humanity.
And then Nick?
Tunnels to Towers.
Perfect. Okay, let's get started with the draft. Picking first, James Clark. Who do you have at 106?
106 is definitely a tight one, but I'm going to go with Caden Wadle from North Hunterdon as my first pick.
Next.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Aiden Riley.
I am going to go with Rocco Caputo. And then, of course, that means you know who you get, Brad.
Yes. Welcome,
Okay.
Nick.
Now, Nick, you pick first at 113. Jack Finkelstein, Jaden Mendez, Chase Severs, or Augie Zambretta?
Augie Zambretta.
Okay. I am going to go with Chase Severs. All right, give me 1 sec. All right. Brad?
Jaden Mendez.
And then, of course, that means you get Jack Finkelstein.
That sounds like a good team to me so far.
Yeah, you guys, that's one of those weights. There's really no bad kids at that weight. You know what I mean? It's not like there's a drop. 120, I pick first. There's two really good ones that jump out to me. You know, there's a lot of people who think I might pick, the alumni team, but I think I'm going to go with Issa Koopa. I really liked how he wrestled at the end of the year, and he had a solid year. I'm going to go with Issa. Brad?
Charlie Piccione.
That's who I figured you'd go with. I was like, it was down to one of the two, and I'm like, okay. Also, on a side note, you're probably going to hear a little boy's voice. My nephew's coming in the house with my niece, so you might hear a little boy. So don't think don't think we have like a daycare over here. It's literally him coming in to say hello. Okay. So then Nick, is that correct? I want to make sure I'm already messing this order up.
No, it would be it's me.
Okay, you're right. That's right. Okay.
All right. So then I will take Christian Basanti.
Okay.
And I obviously have Muhammad Abu Abda.
Yep. You got him already. And then 126, it will be. All right, Brad. It's Brad's pick. Brad, who you got?
Reed Busby.
And then for me, I'll take one of the best names on this list, Yankee Maybe from Caldwell.
There you go there. All right, hang on. Nick?
Hazma Humaid.
Okay, and I'll take Stanback. That's it. And that's ready. Okay. Now, next, James, who's your first pick here?
At 132, some really good kids here, but I'm going to take Tyler Redfield.
Say again. I didn't hear you said.
Tyler Redfield from Warren Hills.
Redfield. You get a pretty good team there, James. I'm shocked. You might actually win. You won't, but you're doing okay.
There's a good chance.
Okay, Nick, you're up.
Brody Frank.
I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Bogues here. And then, of course, Brad, you get Bernardi.
That's fine.
138. Nick, you're up first.
Mateo Eagleson.
I'm going to go with Anthony Barrett. Brad?
Cole Castles.
And of course, you get Arujo, James.
Yep. That's a good pick
Now,
right there.
142. I got some good choices here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's one kid on this list that I feel has some real unfinished business. Piemonte. I mean, the way his season ended, I didn't even realize he was back. I thought he was going to have a long rehab. And then I found out he's back. I'm like, okay, you want to go out there and win, especially after what happened at State. So you're going to be pissed, and I'm cool with that. So that works for me. Okay. Brad? Brad, your choice. Did we lose him? Did I get loose? Hang on. I see Nick blinking. I see James blinking. Think we lost Brad for a second. We'll wait for Brad. I'm sure he's going to reconnect here in a second. You got to love this technology. They tell you all this fiber optic crap they're going to put in is going to make it run easier. I still feel like it's a tin can, on a string.
Who did you take at 142? I couldn't.
Piemonte.
Okay, that's it.
Live streaming, folks. Hey, you know what I want to do? Where is it? Show me. Amanda.
What?
Let me have it.
She's in the room.
Bring her out. We'll make a guest appearance here in a minute. We're trying. We're working. Have to have Brad Texas as the picks.
Sorry about that. My connection just decided to die. So
No worries. I'm looking, and it's funny because I can see the pictures, and I'm like, is he thinking? Is he really in depth over this pick? And I didn't hear anything. Oh, okay.
So,
At 145, 142, I took Piemonte.
I want Ryan Horenko.
James.
And then I'll take Nicholas Adams.
And that by proxy means you get Dominic Lally. Okay. Now, Brad, your pick.
Michael Hasson.
And then for me, I will take Solomon Soriente.
Another great name.
I got the great names this year.
Your choice, Nick.
Noah Zindaki.
I'll take Mason Pierce. Now, 152. This will be James, your pick, correct? Yeah, James.
Yes. Yep. I will take Logan Horenko.
Colin Smith.
I'm going to go with Connor Kearney. Brad, you get Cole Perry.
Welcome, Cole.
156. Nick, this is you.
So you
Correct?
said yes, but 156 Connor Kearney. At least on my sheet.
No. That's okay. That should be switched for what we had.
Okay.
156 is Nick Basante, Jackson Bush, Kristen Mersha, and Joshua Ortiz.
Jackson Bush.
What I'll do is too, I'll read them out when we go for each one, just so, because we had a couple changes with some of the kids.
Okay.
I had some people tell me like, oh yeah, I weigh 156 walking, and I posted the limit, and they go, oh yeah, I'm 138. I'm like, oh, thanks. It's really good to know. Oh, nice to know. I'm gonna go with Christian Mersha. Brad?
Now, just so I clear what my choice is between.
Nick Basante or Joshua Ortiz?
Okay. I'll take Nick Basante.
And then James, you get Joshua Ortiz.
Beautiful.
It's yours. Okay, 160. That's me. I'm going to go with Luke Sinkowitz. Brad?
Yeah, he's really good. I thought he had a great season.
Yeah,
Luke,
he had very solid. I was like, oh.
You know, he's one of those delve out kids. Just he's kind of getting better and better as you go along.
Now, just so we know for this weight, just so everybody knows, it's Jaden Bonacorso, Adam Souze, and Charlie Bazinski.
Right.
Unless that was changed.
I'm going to take Charlie Bazinski.
Sorry, I didn't mention it when I first said it. My apologies. James?
And then I'll take Adam Souze.
And then you get Jaden Bonacorso. Nick.
Yep.
Okay. 165 is Reed Clousey, Alexander Perez, Oliver Paul, or Sean Curnow. Brad, your pick.
Olivier Paul.
Olivier. I'm sorry.
But that's who I'm picking.
My autocorrect likes to leave the extra
Oliver,
I in every now and then.
That did it
It's
to me all
insane.
season.
I'll take Reed Clousey.
Nick?
Alexander Perez.
And I'll take Sean Curnow. I don't know why I said it like it's obvious. It's not like I could be like, hey, I don't want anybody at that weight. You know, that's weird. Okay. Next is the 172. This is Louis Della Volpe, Nolan Monahan, Josh Jobert, and Joseph Demeng. And this will be James's pick, correct?
Yep.
Who do you
I'll
got?
take. Yep. I will take. I actually really was impressed for him as a freshman. I'll take Louis Della Volpe.
I'll take Joseph Dumeng.
Okay. I am going to go with Josh Jobert. I just like saying that name, Jobert. And then Brad, you get Nolan Monahan.
Welcome, Nolan.
Okay. Next one is 176, Aiden Rotbaum, Demetrius Milahakakokis. Hey, I'm going to say it again. Milahakakos, David Thompson, and William Capizzi. Nick, this is your pick.
I'm going to take the fellow Greek, Demetrius Miakakos.
I'm doing the announcing. I'm going to have to spell that name out. I spent all my time doing Mangio Cavallo and all the other ones, and Dom Di Francesca Antonio. Those other names I got to learn. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to go with three really good kids here. I'm going to go with Capizzi. Brad?
David Thompson.
And you get Rotbaum, the Nutley teammates.
There you go.
So now this is my pick, correct? Yes. Yeah, because yes.
Yes.
Yep. Huh?
Yes, it's your pick.
Oh, I thought you said it skipped. I'm like, no, we're not doing that this year again. We messed it up last year where it was two. I was like, no, I'm doing this trying to do this right. I am gonna go with four really good kids. This is the hard part. Like, there's four really good kids. I'm gonna go with Shivas. Brad?
Dos Santos.
James?
I'll take Adam Mashfish.
If you can't say a name, you don't get to keep him. No, I'm kidding. And then Zaire Childs from St. Benedict's Prep for Nick. Okay. 190, Sean Vanderlinda, Carmine Masi, Ronaldo Di Giacopo, and Logan Garrix. This will be Brad's pick.
Carmine Masi.
I'll take Logan Garrix.
All right. Nick?
You have Sean Van der Linde on that list, right? Same?
Yeah.
Yep, I'll take Sean.
Right. And then I will get Ronaldo. Heading to 200, we are going to have Nick Doctor, Henry Saxon, Jack Kithcart, and I have to switch because I wrote the name on the other list. So hang on 1 second. I'm looking at the lineup. Let's just apologize for this. And we have, can't be right. Wait a minute. Okay. So we messed up. So I messed up. Excuse me. We are going to have to go back to 180 and repick from there. So we're going to go back to 180. The problem we have is I have everybody there. The difference is Childs was moved up to 190 and Massey was moved up to an upper weight. So let me just do that real quick. And then we'll repick from there from 180. So I apologize. So we have that and get this set up. That's what happens when you have people cancel the day of and trying to figure out everything and scramble. Like an idiot, I mess up. So hang on, we'll do this. Childs will go up here. Right. Okay. So when we go back to 180, it is Luke Shivas. Luke Shivas, Pedro Dos Santos, Adam Mazvej, and Alejandro Valencia. Now I have that pick, the first pick. Let me look who I got there. Think I'm gonna do. Let me deal with it. Excuse me, Alexander Balsera. I apologize. There's two kids from the school, so it's Balsera. From Newark Academy. So I am going to go with at that weight. I'm going to stick with Luke Shivas. Brad?
I still want Dos Santos.
Okay.
I still want Masfej.
Okay. So that doesn't change anything. You just got Valencia instead of Childs, Nick.
Yep. Okay.
Switch the colors here. Because the way I'm doing is I'm actually clicking people's names and giving you specific colors, so it's always fun. For this one, 190, Sean Van der Linde, Ronaldo Giacapo, Logan Garrix, and Zaire Childs. Brad.
Okay, with that choice, I'll take Garrix.
And then that will give me I'll take Van der Linde.
Ronaldo Di Giacapo.
Right, and then I got Zaire Childs. Now the next weight, James, your pick. We have Nick Doctor, Henry Saxon, Jack Kithcart, and Carmine Massey.
This is really tough. Like, this is really I'm really torn between two really big names, but sorry, Don, but I gotta steal Nick Doctor away from you.
I thought you would. You better hope I don't get a call from his mom asking for a trade. Nick, you're up.
Carmine Massey.
I'm gonna go with Jack Kithcart. And you get Henry Saxton, Brad.
Welcome, Henry.
Now, Nick at 210. We should be good with the list, but Jeff Papanuke, Tyler Cumming, Nicholas Constantini, and Donald Weiss.
Tyler Cumming.
Right. Get him. I'm going to go with Nicholas Constantini. Brad?
That's a Donald Weiss.
And James, you get Jeff Papanuke. Hope I'm saying that right. Now, this last one would be me. There's two guys on here I really like, but I got to go with the Bond villain, Isaac Kazmowski.
It's only fair. I take your guy. You take my guy.
You took my Clifton kid. I took yours. We'll talk. Brad?
Well, if you're asking for favorite wrestlers of the year, Don, you have perhaps my favorite one on the list from this year was that Josh Joubert, North Hunterdon, one of my favorite kids of the year. I wrote about him a couple of times. What a great story he was, and they were actually. I'll take Gavin Miracle.
And
James?
then I'll give me Graydon Cargage.
And then, of course, Nick, you get Chunamembe Okafor from Newark Collegiate. Okay. You save that. And then I got to go. Now we're going to do the girls draft. And then it's myself, Brad, Nick, and James, correct? I didn't mess that up this time again?
Right.
Okay. So I'll read you the names before this one for the girls. We had a couple changes today. A few of the girls didn't realize that Northeast Regionals are the same weekend, even though we mentioned that when I did the invites. So I had a few girls who had to be, replaced. But I think we got some really good matchups coming up. But we'll start at 100. We got Angelina Qualtieri, Olivia McCormick, Naomi Nachmias, and Emma Acampora. I go first. I am going to go with.
Oh wait, you went first for heavyweight?
No. I drew different because the girls are their own thing.
Okay.
So that's why it's for the draft for the girls. It's me, Brad, Nick, then you, because it was a blind draw for both. Because I don't want to keep running, like, you know what I mean? I want the girls to have their own thing, so it's an official.
Gotcha.
Separate
Okay.
thing. So for this one, I'm going with Emma and Campora.
I'll take Angelina.
Okay.
Olivia McCormick.
And you get Naomi, James.
There you go.
Hang on one sec. Okay, Brad, you're up next. It's Izzy Timonera, Natalie Lopez, Mia Capone, or Jenna Camerata.
Mia Capone.
Jenna Camerata.
For me, it would be. I'll take Natalie Lopez.
Okay. One sec. Let me just get this all set up as I'm highlighting everything so we keep track of everything. Okay. Nick, 114, Jazira Lopez, Lexi Camerata, Sophia Pizzero, and Charlinda Semino.
Charlita Semino.
You didn't want to do the Camerata setup?
You know,
I think that was me that did that last year.
They were on the same team last year. I think we had to do an initial, but now this will work because they won't be on the same team.
Yeah, so I'll take the other Camerata sister.
All right. That will be there. I am going to take, if I can get this to work. I'm going to take Sophia Parzero. And then Brad, you get Jazira Lopez.
Very good. Welcome.
All right. James, your pick. You get from the following: Gianna Bonacorso, Violet Henderson, Kamiko Sibley's, or Mariana Ziegel.
I gotta take the homer, and well, even though it's not my home county, but I'm near it. I gotta take Sibley's.
All right. I am going to go with Gianna Bonacorso. Nick?
Mariana Ziegel.
And wait a minute. Do we do that one right? Correct?
No, we didn't.
All right.
You-
All right. Well, who was the pick there? I thought who was the first pick?
That was first pick.
So then it should be James first.
Yep.
So James would go then. Okay. All right. So Brad, it's Nick, it's not you, it's Brad. Sorry, Brad. Your pick.
Remind me again where we are. 120.
120. Violet Henderson or Mariana Ziegel.
Henderson.
So it works out. And then you still get Ziegel, Nick.
Okay.
So then now it's me. At 126 is Cora Almendinger, Chelsea Del Rio, Dios, Ellie Kisselback, and Ruth Laura. Really good weight class. I'm going to pick Kisselback for the simple fact of I know it's going to drive her grandfather crazy. Her grandfather was the vice principal when I was a senior at Warren Hills. So I know him, and it's just going to be fun having to take pictures with his family. He's going to love it. And she's also a great wrestler. By the way, my funniest thing with her this week was she dislocated her elbow this past weekend wrestling, and she was taking selfies inside the ambulance with her dad. Like, I was like, that's cool. Okay. Next. Brad, your pick? We didn't lose Brad again, did we? Brad. Brad. I feel like I'm trying to live stream the districts from Roxbury with some of their on a Wi-Fi connection. And I'm not hardlined in. Brad, come back to us, Brad. Yeah, I'm liking how the teams are shaping up pretty well as we take a little bit of a delay. Jared, don't put anything up. Just let it go when he comes back in. We look like clowns. We're throwing up videos and pictures and stuff. Let people see what the real unfiltered part.
Lindsay's looking forward to seeing me win this year.
Oh, she also dream and have, dream of like going to Disneyland and being a princess too, because that's about more likely than you winning anything.
No.
Actually, you don't have a bit of a squad for the boys team. And this is one of those years where when you look at everything, honestly, we have, with the addition of Essex, such a loaded group of kids to choose from. And, obviously people ask me how I pick who goes. So what I usually do is, this started as the Morris versus Hunterdon and Warren Sussex, the coverage areas. And then it expanded as we expanded, which included Passaic, now Essex, etc. And last year we did it. We kind of hit on this formula with how we're doing it the last couple of years. We did HWS, a representative, a Morris, a Passaic, and a wild card, which could have been somebody who was a different weight, somebody who moved up, whatever. And then this year with adding Essex, I just went, I said, okay, I'm going to try to keep to that formula, but especially for girls, I'm going to get the best girls we can available, to come out and wrestle. So we do that. And, I try to go with how you finished for boys, especially in your respective county tournaments, and go from there. Obviously, some injuries play a part. Obviously, spring sports play a part. There's some guys who are doing baseball, lacrosse, stuff like that, rugby. And then, with the injuries, and then it also kind of, if you have a good run at states, that puts you high on my list too. So people are always asking me that. And then, especially with the girls, we didn't want to have it, because there's still a great lineup of girls, but then there's still a drop off. So I didn't want to just have somebody in there. I don't want anybody coming here and get stacked up or feel embarrassed like they, anything. So especially with the girls, we reached out. I mean, when you look at it, we have somebody from Rancocas Valley. We have Fairlawn, who's new, who, even though it's not in Passaic County or Essex County, we added them because they wrestle in a Passaic County conference. So we have a lot of girls from there. And also we do the Skylands conference. So that's where we get a Hillsborough, and girls like that. So, I mean, it's a really, a really loaded bracket this year, and I'm really excited about it. But Brad, we were saying at 126, I took Ellie Kisselback. So you have a choice between Cora Almendinger, Chelsea DiDios, or Ruth Laura. Brad, can you hear us?
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Cora Almendinger.
All right. Then Nick.
Ruth Laura.
Then James, you get Chelsea. Okay, we're going to head to the 132 bracket, another loaded bracket. Sophia Misevsky, Madeline McLaughlin, Molly Smythe, and Natalia Severs. Brad, your choice.
Just give me just 1 second to deal with this primitive internet connection here. Molly Smythe.
All right.
Sophia Misevsky.
James.
This was a tough one for me. I am going to go with. I'm going to go with McLaughlin. Wasn't taken yet, right? Madeline McLaughlin.
Yeah, McLaughlin or Severs.
Yep, I'll take McLaughlin.
All right, and I'll take Severs. Nick, you're up next. 138. Leanna Noel, Claire Casey, Melody Guzik Upchurch, or Jackie Sloan?
Leanna Noel.
James?
I'll take Jackie Sloan.
Right. I am going to take Melody Guzik Upchurch. And Brad, you get Claire Carey.
Welcome, Claire.
The next weight, James, you're up.
Yeah.
You get Stephanie Suarez, Stella Frajola, Maria Imhauser, or Destiny Rivera.
Stephanie Suarez.
I am going to take Maria Imhauser. Nick?
Stella Frijola.
Did we mess that one up too?
We did. You did it. Yes, you did. I don't really care, to tell you the truth. I'll just take whoever's
Hang on.
left.
So it should be James. No, okay. So it should be James, me, Brad. You're next. Okay. Do you want Frajola or Rivera?
I don't care.
Pick one.
Rivera's fine.
And then Frajola for Nick. Brad's last. All right. So now it's my turn, correct? We have Jessica Lagunes, Allison Castellanos, Alexa Nunez, or Samantha Gowrick. I am going to go with Samantha. Fun little story. I don't cover them. And I was talking to some of the girls during the parade of champions as they were setting up. And I went over and talked to a couple girls from my coverage area to do the medal awards, to kind of get the interviews for the stuff. And she came up to me and she was like, "Oh, are you supposed to interview me too? I thought you were interviewing people from Big North," because it was people. I said, "No." I went over. She was thrilled, told their story and everything. And I was really impressed by her. So that's why we invited her, even though it's in the Bergen County area.
Okay.
All right. Now, Brad, your turn.
Right. Now the I'm looking at the list. Can you repeat the list again?
Jessica Lagunes, Allison Castellanos, Alexa Nunez.
I'll take Jessica.
All right. Nick?
Alexa Nunez.
One sec. This computer wants to do what it wants to do. And you get Allison Castellanos, James. Okay. Next weight is 165. Brad, you're going to be the first pick. Karina Rivera, Rowan Waite, Brianna Stiller, Julia Brutus.
Brianna Stiller.
Brad or Nick?
Karina Rivera.
For me, I'll take Rowan White. Wait.
Right. And then I will get Brutus. That wrong. Okay. Next pick is Nick, Grace Dangle, Brianna Murray, Sanaya Williams, or Kaylee Hanna.
Sanaya Williams.
James.
Then I'll take Brianna Murray.
I am going to go with Grace Dangle. And Brad, you get Kaylee Hanna.
Welcome, Kaylee.
Now, we had another weight because we had a lot of girls in the upper weight. 195, Emma Rhea Holtz, Leslie Sanchez, Maria Perez, Mackenzie Champion. James, your pick?
Emmy Rhea Holtz.
I'm going to go with Leslie Sanchez. Nick? No, Brad, I'm sorry. Brad, go ahead. Maria Perez or Mackenzie Champion?
Mackenzie Champion.
And then you get Maria Perez, Nick. So now for the final weight, heavyweight, 235, we have Caitlin Hart, Tracy Najaro, Abby Paglia, and Sahira Komina. There's two really good ones at this weight. I'm going to go with Caitlin Hart. Brad?
I'll have to learn how to pronounce this right, but Saharia Kwamina?
Yes.
Yes. Her.
Nick?
Tracy Nahara.
You get Abby Paglia, their dream team.
Aren't we so dreamy?
Oh, I know. Oh. Okay. So now we have concluded our draft. We will be putting up the brackets. There will be pre-seeds going up on our site, in the next couple days, kind of who's going where. Couple things, so I don't get 1,000 messages about this. When your kid is listed as certain weight, they do not have to make that weight. It's not a standard weight. We're using the weights we have for classification because especially the lower weights, we have 15 kids who are all 115. So I don't want to get messages from like, oh, hey, you have my son listed at 113. He's 126. We're not weighing in. It's natural weight. The only way there'll be a weigh-in, and we're adding it this year, and you can challenge it, if you get there, is if you're in the lower weight and your opponent comes out looking like me, all fat and stuff, then we'll talk. But if it's all within, a couple pounds, that's what we're trying to do. We're doing it by natural weight and go from there and have everything done. We're going to be starting a little later. Obviously, 3 p.m. We usually start at 1. We're going to be doing it at 3 o'clock. We will have everything set up, and we're also going to shuffle a little bit with how we do it. We'll have the pre-seeds up. But then the one thing I've talked about with everybody is we don't want it to almost be like a dual meet. So, for example, if we notice there's a lot of Dream Team versus Browers Brawlers, we'll mix it up at certain weights. We'll try to make it as fair as possible and get give everybody a chance to enjoy themselves and come out and have fun, and raise funds for charity. We also are going to do something a little special this year. We have done this for 12 years, and we've had some all-stars who, moved on. Now they're doing other things. One of those all-stars is actually a coach at one of the schools we deal with. And that's Coach Gappis, who announced recently he's sick and he needs some help. He has a GoFundMe. We're going to have a 50-50 at the event, and all proceeds are going to go to him. And he was one of the original all-stars, so we definitely want to help raise some money there. This event started as a pin cancer event, in those lines, and raising money for cancer research. Not so much pin cancer, but you know what I mean. But we did that, and we kind of did our own thing. So it's only fair we kind of give back to somebody who, was there in the beginning and has done a great job and has been a great ambassador for the sport of wrestling, especially the year North Hunterdon had. I know Brad would talk about that, but I think he's frozen again.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you were standing super still. I thought your screen froze again. But talking about North Hunterdon and just how well they did, kind of what they, you saw that, and you know what Gappis means to that program.
Oh yeah, he's he was if I picked an assistant coach of the year, it'd probably be him.
They did a solid year, and we're gonna have some. We're gonna try to raise some money for him, but I think it's gonna be a fun time. There's also gonna be some more announcements coming up that we're gonna be working on. We've talked about. You saw my last podcast. It's gonna be a big announcement coming May 1st. There's also some other announcements. Don't want to get into anything till everything's set, but you never know if I might start surfing, because you never know when GardenStateHS Wrestling might go with the flow. So we'll see what happens in the near future with everything we're doing. But I think it's going to be fun. We'll have all the names up. We're working on the singlets now. We'll have them posted here in the next week or so. And we'll have everything going. You can go to the official page on GardenStateHSWrestling.com, and I'll have all the information, tickets, everything, how you can donate, etc. We're also going to do something a little cool this year with our teams. We usually take all the money and put it into one pot and have it all and divide it that way. At the event and on the website, we're going to put a QR code that Jared's working on. So, for example, if you come to the event, you obviously enjoy it, but you decide, you know what? I really want to donate a little more to Habitat for Humanity or Tunnels for Towers. You can actually go. We'll give you a QR code for each team, so you can click it and it'll go directly to that team. So even if they don't win, something will still be going to that charity. So we want to, do that and kind of spread the word and help out. So listen, guys, this has been fun, except for the technical issues. I enjoy this. This is one of my favorite times.
Thanks, Tom.
I look forward to actually getting there this year between my own technical difficulties of the last couple of years. So I look forward to being there this year.
Well,
sure.
listen, we'll be glad to see you. And also, side note, congratulations on winning the pool for the Nationals, Brad. I saw that, being able to pick.
That was, I have to thank the one kid from Nebraska, Royce Lovett, because he was the one that was the pick that kind of won it for me, picking him to win the championship. But yeah, that was fun. I usually come in last, so coming in first was outstanding, especially that group of people. It's like everybody there. It was like it's like everybody who covers national wrestling, was in the pool, so that was fun.
All the bigwigs who know what you're doing.
Well, in theory, yeah. No, I hope I hope my picks today are as good as those picks.
Listen, they might be. You don't want to be the James Clark of this pool. Sorry, James, I had to take a shot. But listen, we appreciate everybody tuning in and enjoying it. As I said, do not message me about if your kid. Now I'm going to get coaches just being a-hole doing it on purpose. Like, oh, my kid doesn't weigh that. So I have a 7-week-old kid. I need my sleep. Don't bother me too late. But listen, just we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. And anybody has any questions, please let me know. You could reach out to me as far as the singlets go. I'll be reaching out and getting that all set up. And I'll now that we know who's on what teams, we'll get them ordered and we'll get it rolling from there. So for James
Awesome.
Clark, for Nick
Thank you.
Gantafis, for Brad Wilson, for Jarrett, the podcasting legend, I'm Donald J. Brower. This is the end of the draft. We'll see you in right about a month when I win again.
Go Dream Team.
Good night, guys.
Good night.